Hello, my dear students. I know, your exams are just around the corner and the pressure is building up, isn't it? But hey, don't you worry one bit. Today we're going to tackle one of my absolute favorite chapters, biotechnology. And trust me, we'll break it down so simply you'll be able to answer any question they throw at you. So, are you ready to begin?
All right, so let's kick things off with a super simple question. Just think about the dahi that's made right in your kitchen. You know, the curd your mom sets every single day. Is that science? Could that possibly be biotechnology? I mean, it's such a huge, complicated sounding word, right? Well, get ready for this, because the answer is a big yes.
Just think about it for a second. On one hand, you've got this simple, humble bowl of dahi. It's a tradition in our homes, something our grandmothers and their grandmothers made. And on the other hand, you have a life-saving vaccine, created in a super high-tech modern lab. They seem like they're from two different planets, don't they? But here's the really amazing part. Both of them, yes, both, are products of biotechnology. One is ancient, one is modern, but believe it or not, they come from the very same family tree of science.
So, naturally, that brings us to the big question. What on earth is biotechnology anyway? Now, don't worry about those long, complicated definitions in your textbook, okay? The simplest way to think about it is just this: bio plus technology. That's it. We're basically using life itself to create some really awesome life hacks for all of us.
Okay, so here's the main idea, the most important point. We're using living things, like tiny bacteria that act like little invisible machines, or even just parts of them, to make stuff that's useful for us. You know, things like our food, our medicines, so many things. And the craziest part? We humans have been doing this for literally thousands of years, way before we even knew what a cell was.
To really get a feel for this, let's jump into a time machine for a quick trip. We're going to see exactly how this powerful science grew up over time. And I promise you, this is not going to be one of those boring history lessons. Nope, this is a super fascinating story of discovery. Can you believe it? This whole journey started something like 12,000 years ago. Our ancestors, way back then, were already practicing biotechnology when they chose the best seeds to plant and the strongest animals to raise. And then, fast forward a few thousand years, to 6000 BC, and boom, we accidentally discovered fermentation. And that gave us amazing things like bread, cheese, and of course, our dahi. For centuries, we were using these tiny little helpers without even knowing they existed, until a guy named Leeuwenhoek built a microscope and discovered a whole new hidden world of animalcules. After that, things really started to speed up. Mendel figured out the rules of genetics with his pea plants, and then came the big one, the game changer, in 1953. Watson and Crick showed us the beautiful double helix of DNA, the actual instruction manual for life itself. And that discovery, the discovery of DNA, well, it was like unlocking a secret level in a video game. It gave modern biotechnology its greatest superpower: genetic engineering. Seriously, this is where science starts to feel a lot like magic. And the main magic trick is something called recombinant DNA technology.
So how does this magic actually work? Well, the easiest way to picture it is just like the cut and paste you do on your computer or phone. Imagine you find the recipe for the most delicious gulab jamun ever in one cookbook. What if you could magically cut that specific recipe out and paste it into a totally different book? Well, in genetics, we do pretty much the exact same thing, but with genes instead of recipes.
Okay, so how do scientists pull off this amazing cut and paste trick? It's actually a pretty simple four-step process. Step 1, they identify this super gene they're looking for. Step 2, they use these incredible biological scissors, tiny molecules, to carefully cut it out. Step 3, they paste this gene into a helper, usually a harmless little bacterium, which is going to act like our own tiny factory. And finally, step 4, they just let this little factory multiply and multiply and multiply, creating millions and millions of copies of our super useful gene.
How cool is that? It's absolutely fantastic. So, with this incredible cut and paste superpower, what kind of real-world problems can we actually solve? Come on, let's look at some mind-blowing examples that are literally changing our world.
I mean, who doesn't love a good began bhatta, right? But for our farmers, pests are a total nightmare. These little worms can come in and just destroy entire fields of brinjal. We're talking about losses of lakhs and lakhs of rupees. It's a huge problem.
So what's the solution? Enter beet brinjal. Using that exact same cut and paste magic, scientists took a special gene from a common soil bacterium. We call it Bt for short.
Now, this gene produces something that's poisonous only to certain pests. So they pasted this gene right into the brinjal plant, basically giving it its own personal, built-in bodyguard. So now when the pest tries to take a bite, well, it's game over for the pest. And the best part? The brinjal is perfectly safe and healthy for us to eat.
And it doesn't just stop with fighting off pests. Oh no, biotechnology is tackling other massive problems too. Think about all the food that gets wasted. Well, the Flavor Saver tomato was designed to stay fresh for much, much longer. Or think about health and nutrition. Golden rice was created with extra genes to produce vitamin A, which helps prevent blindness in thousands of children. You see, these aren't just some cool science experiments, they are absolutely life-changing technologies.
Okay, now let's bring it back home and talk about our country, India. Because you know what? We aren't just using this technology, we are a global leader in it. This is something that should make every single one of us puff our chests out and feel incredibly proud.
So what's this #1 all about? Get this. This is huge. India is the world's #1 largest producer of the recombinant hepatitis B vaccine. That means we are protecting millions and millions of people, not just here in India, but all over the world.
And the list of wins for India just keeps going. We are among the top 12 biotech powerhouses in the entire world. We're home to world-famous companies like the Serum Institute and Biocon. Our farmers have seen huge benefits from using BT cotton. And of course, how can we ever forget? We developed our very own COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin, and showed the whole world the incredible power of Indian science.
Okay, you guys have been brilliant. You've understood all the concepts so well. Now for the most important part, acing that exam. So let's quickly run through a couple of super common questions that you're almost guaranteed to see on your exam paper. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right, here's the first one. And listen to me, trust me on this. This is a teacher's absolute favorite question. What are the 4 colors of biotechnology? It's really just a simple way to remember the different areas where we use this amazing science.
And the answer is so easy to remember. Just think, red is for medical. Think of blood, health, medicines. Green is for agriculture. Think of green plants and fields. Blue is for marine. Think of the blue ocean. And white is for industrial stuff. Think of a clean white lab coat. Red, green, blue, white. Got it? That's a handful of easy marks right there for you.
Okay, and here's another very important question. What is a GMO? You know, a genetically modified organism. And can you give an example? I bet by now all of you are total experts on this.
So simple. A GMO is just any living thing. It could be a plant, an animal, or even a tiny bacterium whose DNA has been altered using that cut-and-paste genetic engineering we've been talking about. And for examples, oh, you've got plenty. The easiest ones to remember are BT cotton or golden rice. Just mention either one of those and bam, you've got yourself full marks. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a really powerful thought. For a long time, everyone said that India's future was in IT, information technology. But the next great revolution, and this is a revolution that you can be a part of, is in biotechnology. It's about understanding and working with the very building blocks of life itself. The possibilities are just endless. So please, study hard, always stay curious, and all the very best for your exams. I know you are all going to do great.